There would be some that would be ultimately, especially in a zoo field, 100% against what I'm doing right now because they have protocol, being that this is my own personal place. I'm allowed to kind of do things a little differently. There are going to be other monitor guys out here who probably think I'm being a sissy and all that stuff, but I really don't care. I don't mean to sound preachy. I'm just saying, like, you know, I live it. What do they say? Don't sing it, bring it. And I have more to show you today also, so stick around. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Kenan here. We just had a nice downpour at the old camperoo. You can see we got some puddles everywhere. Makes me happy because we need the water. But I wanted to kind of come in with the croc monitors. I know we've been documenting this for the last few weeks. Things have been really interesting with these guys. The male and the female, well, not necessarily her, let's see. But the male has become way more chill with me. We've been developing that kind of trust. So you can see here, let's see. I've been letting him get licks of my hand. See that very, very inquisitive tongue flicking. I learned this from my friend Kevin the Curly at Nerd. That is a sign of inquisitiveness. I am still making a fist, right? Because if we do have an accident, we don't want to lose a finger. We've talked about how these animals are. I haven't really trusted her yet. Oh, that's gonna crack on me. That would be horrible. Let me see what she does. I'm being braver here today. See, she's just doing some tongue flicks. I'm not seeing the intent. See that? So why am I doing this? We are acclimating these animals to me. Sorry guys, sometimes I forget how to speak. But what I'm trying to do is build that friendship and trust with our male. And I have been doing well on this. Look at this. This is cool. We're all right. I'm just gonna put my hand on him. But he just gently takes it away. Now, why am I doing this? Why am I excited? Why did I decide to make a video about this? Because earlier this week I was in here and I had to do a feeding. All right, he's just checking and I'm going to slowly pull it away, put it forward, let him get a sense that it is not food. This is not one of the food items he gets. But what's been happening is he allowed me to pick him up. And that is a major, major change in behavior with the croc monitors. It's very, very exciting. To have a large, a large croc monitor trust you is amazing. And that's what's been happening here. So I just want to give him the touch. Just scratch him a little bit. Hopefully it feels good. I love this. Let him get a flick. I don't want to pull my hand away too quickly. We're trying to stay calm. We're talking. Look at that, guys. Do you remember when this guy would just not even let me near him? Again, this has not been forced on him. This is the most I've forced myself on him. So it's not really a situation where I'm pressuring him to become friends. We are just allowing time to unfold here at the camp. We just want these animals to kind of get used to seeing me. And let's see. Well, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm very cautious, but I'm not freaking out nervous. I'm just cautious here. So it's about building that trust with these animals. There would be some that would be ultimately, especially in a zoo field, 100% against what I'm doing right now because they have protocol. And when you're in a zoological setting, you know, there are just so many other factors, insurances, things of that nature, and the protocols. And they're in place for a reason. So I am allowed, being that this is my own personal place, I'm allowed to kind of do things a little differently. I do recommend following a safer protocol. There are going to be other monitor guys out here who probably think I'm being a sissy and all that stuff, but I really don't care because the reality is these are truly a dangerous animal. But they're also a monitor, and we've seen with Slinky and some of the other monitors we've had on this channel, and possibly some of the monitors you guys may have at home, generally these animals can be trusted and not to give you a bite. It's just that if something were to happen and this animal was concerned or scared for its safety and lashed out in a way, it's always going to be a defensive bite or a case of mistaken identity or you acting as a prey item. If you're removing your hand really quick, or if you're not calm, if you're not, you know, steady and giving the animal an opportunity to just feel secure. The other thing you guys notice, this animal's up high. This is an arboreal animal. He's up high. I'm not reaching down on the ground. He's up high. He's at eye level with me. It gives him a little bit more security. But you see his eyes. He's very alert. He usually, when I'm in here, it's usually to feed them or to have this kind of interaction with them. So I want to just come in here and just kind of show you guys some of the steps, some of the positive steps that we've been making with these critters, which is so cool. I am absolutely beyond excited about the, you know, this opportunity to work with these guys. And I have more to show you today also, so stick around because we are going to go in and see Bill and Lulu, because there's been some really great work happening with Lulu as well. Now, if I can get Diamond here to behave the same way. You can see that eye is a little wide, a little bit nervous. She's not flicking the tongue much, so that's showing me she's nervous. So I'm just going to leave my hand here and just see what she does. Now we're getting the flicking, but she also hears Slinky kind of hearing me. So when Slinky hears me, he tends to come out. So here she goes. She's just looking. She knows that's my hand. I like to move it, let her know it's a hand. I'm not going to stick my hand in there, because to me that'd be a little too much. She's lower than me. She's in a confined space. She's kind of backed up against something. So it's common sense. See, and look at her body. Look what she's doing. She's like, I don't think I want to come out right now. There's no food for me. This isn't something that I'm excited about doing. So that's fine. Let her kind of hang out. It's all about meeting the animal where the animal's at, if that makes sense. Okay. So time and repetition, and it's really is what tames an animal. Consistency, I think, is big. So, hey buddy, talking to him. He still gets a little nervous, but you notice that there's no running away. There's no, I just want him to feel it feels good, you know, a little scratch. If I had this reptilian skin, oh, I'd want a nice scratch too. I'd want someone to touch me. But this is huge, guys. And I'm so happy about it, because this is a huge, huge step. And the fact that I was able to pick him up the other day, and I really wasn't nervous. I just picked him up, moved him around. You know, I keep touching him. I'll just keep touching him all over and desensitizing him a little bit, giving him scratches, things like that. But look, is he trying to bite me? No. He's just, when he's unhappy about it, he'll move away. And eventually what happens is the animals tend to move towards you. They want that interaction. A lot of times people don't give reptiles credit. We know this, right? You guys are on this channel because you're reptile lovers. The old thinking of reptiles is that, you know, they're dullards, they're not smart animals, they're creatures that are incapable rather of feeling any kind of higher emotions. But there have been studies that they have shown that snakes and lizards, they're centers of their own brains that tend to light up when they're feeling pleasure, when they get a food item they like, when there's a scratch, things like that, which I thought was just incredible. It gives a whole new appreciation for these animals and what they're capable of and what we think they're capable of, which is why it's always best to just, in my opinion, assume the animal wants space, the animal wants to move, the animal wants to feel like it's part of its environment so that its body and its behaviors are functioning properly. It's really an incredible opportunity for us to provide for these animals, and you guys know that. That's what I'm all about on this channel. I'm all about seeing how well can we keep these animals. Personally, I'm trying to make up for the inadequacies I had as a younger person when I kept these animals. I probably didn't always do the best, right? So we learn as we go. And if you can kind of start way ahead of where I was when I started, I think that's going to be huge. I think, you know, that's something that will benefit you and the animals, because the joy we get from keeping them is unparalleled, man. It really is. To have the trust of these large, look at his hand's almost as big as mine. To have the trust of these primitive, what we consider a primitive dinosaur, is pretty incredible. You know, I just don't feel like chasing you around today, those Slinks. I just don't feel like doing it. Can you stay in your house today? It's such a lovely house. But look at that big old mitt that he's walking around with. This is kind of, you know, I don't mean to sound preachy. I'm just saying, like, you know, I live it. I'm not just, you know, what do they say? Don't sing it, bring it. I'm trying to live by example and just really impress upon anyone out there who cares to learn about these animals to really do the best for them, because they're living, breathing, thinking things that experience and a joy. You can see he's just looking. What do you got besides a shaved human leg? I ride bikes. That's why I shave the legs, people. Gotta stay aerodynamic and cool. I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I know it's a lot easier when I go down and crash. I don't get as bad a road rash with my hairy legs. But I got off the beaten path there. Anyhow, I just think it's very important for us to make sure that we're doing the right thing for these animals. So now we're gonna walk on over to Bill and Lulu. I'm wearing sandals. This is going to be interesting for me, because Lulu has become very close with me as far as when I have food and stuff. I want to see them both. Give me 1 second to get the lock off. Okay. So here's Bill, whom I trust fairly well, and then here's the Lou. Here's little Lulu. I was able to pick Lulu up the other day. We know that she's blind in that one eye, so she's nervous to some degree. If you approach her from the side of her, that is not, hey Bill, how you doing, Bill? That is not actually the working eye. But look at her, look at this. Look at this guy. All right, do you see the curiosity? Look, they're looking for food. They think that I'm gonna bring them food. Because a lot of times when I do show up, it is all about the goodies. Okay, which is fine. That's a good way to have positive reinforcement for these animals. But look at how pretty she is, huh? And I think she was ovulating again. She has been hanging on the cage, which is always a sign that she's trying to reduce the pressure of the developing follicles in her body. So she's looking good. He's looking good. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but Tom wants me to hold on to this animal a little bit longer while he gets things situated. You know, he's been having a tough time with Stacy, his wife. She's been having problems since this medical emergency she had a few months ago. She's still got a few things that she's got to deal with. So we're helping Tom out by holding one of his favorite animals. Look at this. Look at that. He's so agreeable. And Tom's always said, Kenan, you can let this lizard walk around your yard, no problem. So I just don't want Bill to kind of, you're all right, Bill. You're all right, Bill. I don't want Bill to kind of walk up a tree and then have difficulty getting him back down. But Bill is just an extraordinary animal. But like I said earlier, look at all the color on her neck and head. And then as it fades into those ocelli along her back. She's real. Oh, look, he's going to climb up on me. Look at this guy. He's got those sharp claws, though. We got to be careful with those claws. Sorry. That cut right here on my arm is from a tree branch that hit me while I was riding. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. All right, and then look at our girl. Look at our girl. More inquisitive. I wonder if she'll let me touch her. Let's see. We're going to touch her. There she is. Look at this, guys. This is new. Do you remember how Lulu was definitely not too kind or too partial to me touching her? Look at that. I'm really giving it to her here. She's got herself curled up, but the fact that she's doing this and allowing me to touch her is huge. Now, here's my theory. Here's the theory I have. I think since I've put Bill in here, she feels more secure. She's got another animal. She sees this animal interact with me. She sees this animal's not afraid of me. And what happens? She tends to be a little bit more relaxed with me. Now watch when I touch her from the other side where she can't see. All right, that's good. That's really good. This is so cool. These are the interactions that I really hope for. You see the curling of the tail. She was a little nervous, but again, not the end of the world, right? She's clearly coming a long way, and it's just about getting in there with her. I think when there's two or more together, they tame up easier, you know? I think there's a security. It's just a theory, but it sounds good. Like I said, I notice it because of the hangout time I've had with good old Billy here. And she's just really incredible. Wow. It's also cool that she laid eggs. We're going to try and get her to do that again. And the fact that I'm going to have Bill longer gives me potentially another opportunity to get it right. Usually a first clutch from a female, they aren't fertilized. She'll just put them out. She's kind of used to having the male, seeing him. But now the next time it'll be a little bit better. It won't be so much practice. It'll actually be, let's get this going. You now know what to do. Let's get you some babies, huh? So let's see what's going to happen here. It's so fun to watch them interact. I hope you guys dig this. You know, look at the head bobbing. You see, that's kind of interesting because it's the female croc monitors that really initiate the breeding. But there was a little head bobbing going on there back and forth. I love watching them move through the habitat. One of my favorite croc monitor habitats was when I got to see the one at Reptilandia in Texas, north of San Antonio. I'd like to get back there again. It's already been over a year since I was there. I can't believe how quickly time flies. My friend Quetzal Dwyer's place, such a cool spot. If you go to Reptilandia and you meet any of the people working there, let them know that you heard about them from Kamp Kenan. I just like getting my friends' stuff seen. They do a great job. It's one of the nicest enclosures I've ever seen for a croc monitor. It's multiple levels, it's huge, and it really inspired me to, I'm gonna be doing something different for Chase and Diamond here coming up. And then eventually I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Bill's gonna move back with Tommy Crutchfield and potentially the female as well. We'll bring Lulu back there because if she's compatible with Bill, then maybe we can get some babies because Tom surely knows how to reproduce reptiles. That's the truth. So I just love, now I'm going to be invited in. They've kind of gone higher. So that's good. So I'm looking forward to seeing the interactions of these animals. It's amazing. Look at how she hangs. That's really, really cool to see these two kind of interact. This is some of my favorite stuff to do at the camp, is just watch the animals. You will learn a great deal if you're just kind of a fly on the wall, watch how they behave, get to see them move around their enclosure. You get ideas about how to make things better for them. You get ideas about just kind of a window into their day-to-day life, which is so very important. And look, I think they're both going to just disappear into their little hiding area. Very, very cool. So there you go, an update on how the croc monitors and Kenan are getting along. I'd say we're getting along really well. Pretty good stuff, don't you think? I'd love to have baby croc monitors. I think croc monitors are some of the coolest lizards on earth. Certainly one of the coolest of the monitor lizards. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. We learned quite a lot today, I think. We discussed a lot about behavior, and my goodness, get out there, spend time with your animals, and you'll have them tamed up in no time. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan for live video chats with me every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, and some more videos. All right, guys, I got more work to do here on the farm, so I'm gonna get to it. I'll see you on another video. Bye.